Hey guys, so a year ago I did a video called Being Discriminated in Japan as a half Japanese, half Black American, and I have since taken the video down because I realized some of it not purposely, but sounds bigoted, and also just a bunch of things that just doesn't align with my feelings right now, so I took it down. I was also having a manic depression attack while filming that video. If you guys didn't know, if you guys are new to my channel or you just don't really know much about me, my name is Sheila. I am Japanese. I'm half Japanese. My mom's Japanese and my dad's Black, but I've never really had a relationship with my father, so I am Japanese. It's a joke, but yeah. I grew up more culturally Japanese. That's a better way to put it. A year ago, I went to Japan alone for the first time in my whole life, and some of the trip I actually didn't traveled alone, completely alone. This is my first time traveling completely alone, and I had a few bad experiences, and I'm gonna use this video and talking about these things. The place I had the most bad time in, the place that I had the worst time in Japan was Tokyo. And I know that like a lot of tourists or people who love Japan are like, why didn't you like Tokyo? What do you mean Tokyo wasn't that great? I personally don't like Tokyo, but it's because of these experiences. I also did a video on my, how I got scammed in Tokyo, so if you guys would like to watch that, I'll put it in the cards. Like Japan? Yes. Will I still want to live in Japan one day? Yes. We will get into it. So the main thing that really hurt my feelings, I have two main events. Actually, one was the event that I was talking about in the original video, and the second one actually happened the second time I went, because I went twice in 1 year. I just didn't go alone a second time. So I would go to places and Japanese people would talk down to me. I learned that it's not just a me thing, it's just that I understand what they're saying because, again, Japanese is my first language. A lot of these places I would go, like Don Quixote, a lot of those places were touristy. I would go and ask a question to the I feel like I said that weird. The workers there, and I would get really bad responses to things. I would speak in Japanese, ask for something, and because I'm anxious, part of it was because I was anxious, I would talk in Japanese and people would still think I didn't speak Japanese because they look at me, they're like, you can't be Japanese. And so I had a lot of instances where people would either subtly yell at me, or just kind of speak to me in bad English and then say bad things in Japanese under their breath, or just things like that, just rude things. Just got rude fucking treatment, which is very weird because Japan as a country, very nice, very culturally very nice, especially in the front face. It's a thing that people say because Japanese people stereotypically are too, but that's just the culture because you have to look a certain way to the outside world. I knew that. I always knew that. But yes, also, as someone my grandma is from a smaller, which I didn't know this actually until recently, the place I would go back in Japan was a smaller town, and it's because my mom was popular, I assume, that everyone treated me well, completely well. I'd never really been discriminated against in that town. But in Tokyo, in the big bad city, I got people talking down to me and stuff like that. It was a bunch of stories like that. I actually had two really bad experiences at a manga kissa, or a manga cafe. I realized later that they're actually both the same company, so maybe I think it's called bogus or something like that. They were really rude to me. So the first time I went, because it was after that worst day in Japan video. No, I didn't actually record that. I should probably record that. So I was having the worst day I've ever had in Japan. I had a lot of problems that day, and then I went to a manga cafe just so I could sit and relax and stuff like that, maybe take a nap. And they made me fill out paperwork, and they asked me for my passport, which is my fault, obviously. But then I obviously didn't know that I needed my passport, and I got yelled at for not having my passport after having the worst day of my life ever. But that was a really bad day. It was a bad 24 hours. Another time, the second time I went, was actually towards the end of the trip. So me and my friend went out to drink, and I pretty much was like, I'm tired, let me try to stay at a manga cafe. Because my Airbnb at the time was really far. Don't do that. Always put an Airbnb or whatever, even if it's gonna be more expensive, in the area you plan to hang out in the most. Small tip. Didn't do that, so I was exhausted, and I was like, okay, fine, I will. It was literally, the trains were about to start back up in maybe like an hour or something really close. But I needed to get this right, so I went and I really want to sleep. So I went and I asked about a availability at one of these. Also, this was like Saturday. It was busy. It's Saturday. It's pumping. And I go and ask, and they said they had no more spaces. And I'm like, oh, damn, fuck. My brain went 100 miles per hour because I was like tired and drunk and I wasn't thinking. And I was, no, we don't have no place. And I'm like, I got it when she, and first of all, the conversation we originally had was in Japanese. And then I had like my brain fart moment, and then I got it. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And then I walk out, and then I walk out of this place. This just adds to the tea. I walk out of this place, go down, and there's like, so basically they're cleaning the streets. And I don't know if you've ever know, if you know the Shibuya, the Forever 21 in Shibuya, there's like a escalator, like 2 escalators, and there's like a spot in the middle where you can kind of stand, and like, I don't really know what that's for, but you can, like, it's a middle place. And so I'm sitting in the middle trying to figure out how to get back or what the fuck to do, right? And then the security guard that's there, who, I don't know why there's a security guard. Who's gonna loot a Forever 21 in Japan? Was like, yeah, you can't stay here. It's like, you're either going down or out because you cannot stay here. But actually, that one he actually said really in Japanese. It wasn't that he said anything to me in English. So maybe I should count my blessings that he said this. And I guess, yeah. So, and then I think just overall the feeling, the mood of all of that was just like, do you know that I don't know what I'm putting stuff. Tanashi 69 song was like, are you dumb, stupid, or dumb? Huh? That is how I felt the whole time. Obviously, I learned certain things in the way there. I know how to take the train in Tokyo. I know how to do certain things now. I'm good. But that first time was so dumb. And whenever I had extra directions, they would give it to me sometimes as if I should know, but I don't. So, yeah, I just felt stupid a lot. And I felt like a lot of people treated me dumb for like the dumbest things. Like, so if you're a foreigner, you can use your passport, which there's a reason I don't do this. I'll do a whole video on it eventually, I think. So you can use your passport to get a discount on taxes. Basically, you claim these items and then you pay taxes in your own country or whatever, but you don't have to pay taxes in Japan. So people ask you, I don't know the word for it. See, I still don't know the name of it. I've gone back and they've asked me this so many times. So I did. So they would ask you that, and because I don't know the word for that, I just didn't know what it is, and they were like, they treated me like I was shit. And it's like, if I personally don't want a discount, and I get it, give me the discount. Normally I'd be like, fuck yeah, discount, but there's a reason why I don't get the discount, which it has to do with my business. But yeah, like, it's just so fucking it's like, don't make me feel bad for not taking something. Oh yeah, and also they always kept asking about point cards and getting mad at me when I didn't have it, which honestly, if it's a point card and I don't have it, then just ignore it, it's fine. Like, it's not a big deal. Also, another bad experience I had happened the second time. So when I went to Japan during November, December of last year, like, obviously the person who said this, I was a little drunk. Maybe they didn't mean it in a bad way, but it really affected me. It really affected me. So basically, I was talking to this, because there's like a drinking event type of thing, and I just thought that this girl was so cool, and so I was asking her advice. She's, just for the sake of the story, she's white, and I was asking her like, oh, like, how did you live here, like, what did you do, like, I'm thinking I'm maybe living here, like, blah blah blah. And maybe I initialized this because I probably talked about how the first time I came it wasn't that fun, but I want to live there. I think that's something I said. I was really drunk. I was wasted. By the end of the night, I got pretty bad. But it was just like, it's not like it's like, yeah, but it's not like they're ever gonna accept you here anyway. And I'm like, that fucked me up. And yeah, because again, back to being in a homogeneous society, yes. But here's the thing, the friends that I do have, in Japan treat me equally. So I think it's just not being with people. If people don't respect you, do not hang out with them. That is the cue. That is the thing, and that is okay. It is okay to be like, I don't want to hang out with you. You are not, you. These are some of the things that made me feel miserable the first few times. Obviously, it's been long enough where I'm not as upset about these things anymore. I'm not. It's like panicky or upset or anything. It's just, some people suck. There are bad people everywhere. It's okay. If you feel like you're being discriminated against, especially if you are POC, I would say speak your story. Even though it might be a small story for some people, it might be a big story and it might help other people. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you guys in the next video, and